Welcome to another video on Gomining. Today we are going to talk about should you start investing in 2026 in Gomining and what to look out for. First of all, this is no financial advice, this is for educational purposes only. And the second thing is to make it short, if you are not bullish long run in Bitcoin, the answer is just no. You should not invest at all. But if you believe in Bitcoin in the long run, that it's recovering to some degree, it doesn't even need to have new all-time highs, it just needs to go up again, then I would say yes. But we need to look at two different aspects in Gomining. One are the miners and the second one are the simple earn, as they have different structures, different things to look out for. And we are starting with the miners. So to buy a new miner, you can basically just click here. And if you started like me already years ago, you can see they really dropped the price for 1 terahash. You pay $15 per terahash. So this is one thing where really dropped the prices, which is a very good thing if you want to start now. I paid I think like $30 per terahash or something like that. And the second thing is they really reduced the complexity from the energy level. So I, for example, have still one with 26.51 watt terahash. So it's not only computing power, but energy level. And you can only buy now 15 watt on the market here. And I would also recommend, if you ever plan to go to the secondary market, only use them. Do not buy something higher. For example, mine here for the current Bitcoin prices is not generating any yield. And why is that? Well, that's the second property of how this mining works. Each miner with its terahash mines and a certain amount of Bitcoin. Currently 1 terahash is 45 Satoshi, and then the maintenance fee and the service fee are subtracted from that. And these are subtracted normally, if you do not configure it out, from Satoshi. So the higher the energy consumption is and the lower the Bitcoin price is, the more Satoshi I need to get subtracted. And for example, for this one here, this one on the left below, the net sum is 0. So I get more or less the same that I have to pay. So this is generating nothing. It's basically turned off, if you want to say it like that, because it's not generating any income. The second thing we really simplified is the service button. In the future, you had to press that every 24 hours, and every 24 hours it was reset to exactly that point. Why do you need to press it? Well, the longer you press it, you can collect up to 3% in discount, but you need to press it daily to keep that 3% running. And in the past, it was like, if I hit it on 8 a.m., on the next day, I hit it on 8:02 a.m., and then I needed to hit it every 24 hours. So sooner or later, if you forget it, for example, and the next day only hit it during lunchtime, sooner or later you miss 1 day. And now we just reset it every day. So meaning each morning during my coffee, I can just open the app and hit it once and be done for the day with the service button. The last thing is, this can be good or bad depending on how you look at it. We changed the bonus miner. So this is my current bonus miner. In the past, you got a 16 terahash 20 watt bonus miner for a couple of days, and you had a certain task you could do to expand the life. So you got a few more days that it is running if you do certain tasks. Now you get basically one that is running forever with a very low terahash, but you can also have some tasks, currently there are 2, which you can perform to increase the actual amount of terahash this miner has. And we plan to add more tasks from what I've read. Still, you need to buy at least 1 terahash of miner sooner or later. I think it's 90 days. Otherwise, these bonus tasks are getting basically paused until you buy 1 miner. The last thing, which is basically is the miners itself are participating, I would say, in a bull run. Meaning, if the Bitcoin prices are rising again, you earn more Satoshi. Why? Because it's exactly the same approach which we discussed in the beginning, energy prices. So if you now just need to subtract 10 Satoshi of the earnings instead of 20 Satoshi, you have 10 Satoshi more left per terahash. So the further the prices rise, the more you get from a single miner. Of course, it is limited by how much a single terahash in the network generates. This is the last thing we need to look out for, is the network difficulty. So if you're basically saying, okay, we currently get 45 Satoshi per terahash. What does that mean? This means, what does it depend on? This depends on the difficulty in the network, and the network difficulty depends on how many miners, how much network computing power is present. If prices drop further, the network difficulty will decrease, because miners are getting shut off, or miners turn your machines off because, for example, if the electricity fees are too high, it doesn't make sense to earn Bitcoin anymore because we are losing money instead of earning money. So it's not profitable for them anymore, and this amount could increase again. The same is true in the other direction. If the prices are rising, we probably see a reduction in the Bitcoin amount we receive per terahash. And the last thing, now really the last thing in this area, is the discount amount. You can get up to, I think, 26 or something % discount on the fees, but then you would need to basically use Gomining token and the Gomining discount system. You absolutely do not have to. This is increasing the complexity for someone who is just starting. So for example, I get around 6% additional discount or something like that on my maintenance fees just from holding Gomining token. I have it locked actually, but this is a different topic. But if you only go through service discount, you get 3%. If you buy a certain amount of terahash, you get certain VIP discounts. I get currently 1.8%, and I am solo mining, you get 0.87%. There's another way to mine, it is Miner Wars, but this is not part of this video because this is more gambling and not investing, at least from my book, my point of view. You can see my recent payout videos if you're interested. I was trying Miner Wars for a couple of weeks and I am back into solo mining because it's just more dependent. So with that out of the way, the next thing is Simple Earn. How does Simple Earn work? Well, it's very simple. You basically just deploy some assets. In this case, you can see it's either Bitcoin, USDC, Binance, Ethereum, Solana, or Ton, and you get a certain amount of interest paid on them. I would only recommend doing this for the stablecoin USDC. You can see I currently got 11.62%, but if you're just starting out, you would get 9.85. I got an increase due to my VIP level. So what happens? You get basically every 4 hours where this amount of money is lying here, you get your interest calculated, and then this interest is paid out in Bitcoin. So this is the important thing here. You need to want to have more Bitcoin on your USDC. So not USDC itself is growing, but you are getting, let's say you're getting 50 cents on that every 4 hours, and every 4 hours with this 50 cents, Bitcoin is bought. This is cool because it's basically DCAing. So the more the price drops on Bitcoin, the more Satoshi you can buy with these 50 cents. But of course, the other way around, if the Bitcoin price is rising again, you get less Satoshi. So if your goal is to increase your USDC balance, I would not go here. I would use CoinDepot because you get a better RPR and it is paid in the coin you deploy. So in this case, it would be a USDC. But if you want to stack Bitcoin without spending actual money, this could be a way to go in the preparation of the next bull cycle. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm planning to increase my holding here over a couple of next months a bit. And the idea is, I think we have not seen yet the bottom. And I think we see it around October, hopefully, and around probably 55 or 60K. And in the meantime, I want to increase my Bitcoin holdings and my Bitcoin holdings and my Bitcoin holdings. And if we see, I don't know, let's say 100K again on Bitcoin, I remove my balance here because this one does not participate in the bull run compared to the miners. You always get the same dollar amount. So I always would get 50 cents worth of Bitcoin every 4 hours, let's say. And now it's currently 46 Satoshi, and then it may be only 10 Satoshi or whatever. I didn't do the math, but you get the idea, right? So currently, if you're expecting more down movement or use at least range movement, this is a very interesting way to stack your Bitcoin without blowing your powder. So you can later on just withdraw the 625 again and do something else with them, whatever you want to do. So to sum it up, Simple Earn is just that. It's simple. The miners are more complex. Miners in the long run can participate in the bull run, so you have more upwards potential. Simple Earn would be the way to go for now if you're just wanting to stack. Miners have been reduced in price. I don't know if they're increasing the prices again, if the Bitcoin prices rise again, but with the current environment, this is a very good way to start, at least from my book. And if I would have not already been in Go mining, I would start now. And as always, just with a small bag in the beginning, and do not invest everything here. Always diversify. So these were basically the two areas. We have not talked about tokenomics or the liquidity pools because these are different and deeper and more complex topics. If you want to know more about them, or if I should make another video about it, please let me know. Apart from that, I hope that helped you a bit on your decision, should you go with Gomining, and if so, what of Gomining should you use. And I think the platform itself and everything they are offering is getting built out more and more and more. It's really a good project, and it's running for a couple of years. I've withdrawn a couple of times already. And yeah, if you want to know something else, let me know. Otherwise, see you in the next one.